Welcome to Homegrown Oddities. Today is potions, lotions, and ghost stories. Today we're going to be making some lotions for some clients as I tell you a ghost story. Today's story is about the little Amish boy. It was June of 2020 and we had to move out of our apartment and into a newer place. The landlord of the old apartment was having family move in. We just had to move out. My son was 2. And we moved into this beautiful little park across from a forgotten cemetery from the early 1800s. As we were moving, a week had gone by. And we were moving stuff in and out. My son was at my mother's. My significant other at the time was at work. And I was trying to move stuff in of what I could do on my own. It was a cute, quaint little place. But all of a sudden, it was a hot summer day. I had looked outside and I saw a little Amish boy. Knowing the area we were in, Amish is quite prevalent in that area, so it didn't bother me. I looked again about a half an hour later. He was still there. And I'm like, that's not normal, even for their community. So I got a little worried. I asked him if he was lost. He just shook his head no. And I was like, okay. So I waited a little while longer. And I asked him again. I said, do you need me to call somebody? And he just looked at me. So I went in the house and looked for the local sheriff's number, thinking if anything he was lost or belonged somewhere else, that they could give him a ride home, because I know that community frowns on regular people helping them, especially when it comes to their children. And I had seen him walk down the street over the knoll of the hill. So I had called the police station, the sheriff's station to be in fact, and had asked if they knew of any community that was missing a little boy. The sheriff officer proceeded to laugh, and I was like, okay, what are you laughing about? And he said, ma'am, please look outside your window. He goes, do you see the Amish boy? And I was like, well, I know he walked down the knoll of the hill. And I said, he's probably not there anymore. And so I looked out my window, and the officer's still laughing on the other end. And I'm like, why is this officer laughing at me? Come to find out, the Amish boy was gone. And I told the officer that. The officer said, ma'am, you have just been welcomed to the neighborhood. That Amish boy is a local legend. He lives in the cemetery across the street from your home. I was shocked and amazed, but absolutely loving it. I then proceeded to look into the cemetery as to the names and dates and who else might be in there. But we'll save those stories for another time here on Homegrown Oddities. Thank you kindly and enjoy your evening.